Another video in the Java programming series. In this video, we're going to be learning how to print to the command line and get user data from the command line. The reason you want to do this is one, a learning tool. When you first learn programming, everything you're going to do is in the command line. Then once you learn how to program, you'll get down to doing user interfaces and displaying text to a user interface and getting data from a user interface. But when you're learning, you're using the command line. The second reason is debugging. When you make complex applications, debugging, even with the user interface, it's nice to debug and still print stuff to your command line. I made a self-automated bar, and it used circuits and different things, and it was nice to be able to print stuff to the command line and make sure the circuits were working, and the user would never see that command line stuff. They would just see what was printed to the GUI, but the developer on the back end would be able to see the command line printout. So there's essentially two types of system print lines we're going to do. So it's system.out.println, parenthesis marks, and then you do quotations, and then in your quotations is what we'll print to the line. So we'll just do hello world. Then every statement in Java, you have to have a semicolon. Another way you could do it is system.out.print hello world. Again, you have to end it with semicolons. Now, the difference between the two is in this system.out.println, it's going to print this hello world on your command line, and then it's going to break to the next line. And then if you would have another print statement, it's going to print the new word on the next line. This system.out.print is going to print this to the line, and it's not going to break to the next line in your command prompt. It's going to stay on that same line. So if you add another print statement, it is going to just add it on that line. And I'll show you what I mean here. So we're going to get rid of that, and then I'll just print this one to the display. It's going to run, and then you can see it says hello world. So let's just do another one of these. I'll do system.out.println line 2 hello world. And then up here, I will put line 1. So let's just print this real quick. And then what you're going to see is it's going to print on two separate lines. So it prints line 1 first. It breaks to the next line, and then it prints line 2. So now if we, oh yeah, a good thing to note is when you do two semicolons or slashes, it comments it out, so it's just like text. So let's just do this one, system.out.print line 1 hello world. And then this time I'm going to do another space. And I forgot my quotations. You got to put everything in quotations. And my semicolon. Every statement has to be ended with a semicolon. So I'll print this. And I commented these two out, so those won't get printed, but it says line 1, hello world. So let's just do another one. System.out.print line 2 hello world. We're going to run this. Now look, since we didn't do the print line, println, it prints it on the same line. So hello world, line 1 hello world, line 2 hello world, and since we put a space at the end, it has a space in between. There's one more thing I want to show you guys, so I'm just going to comment these out. So if you do system.out.println, so we're going to put line 1 here. Now, this is nice to use when you have variables, but let's just, for our example's sake, you can combine strings in the parentheses here with a plus arrow. So outside of this first quotation, we're going to go plus, another set of quotations, hello world, and then up here I'm going to go add. And then I got to put a plus sign in the middle. So what it does is it takes this first word, it adds it to this word, then it adds it to this word. And then I'll put my semicolon at the end. Every statement has to have a semicolon in Java. So it's going to say add line 1, hello world. Add line 1, hello world. So this is nice to do when you have variables, because you could say, the name, the person's name is plus the variable name, but we'll get into variables in the next video. So let's just comment this out. And the next thing I want to go over, and there's a couple other style of print lines, but those are the most widely two you'll use. Next, I want to go over how to receive data in. So Java has a whole bunch of classes, and one of them is the java.scanner class. And that will allow you to bring command line input into your program that the user types in. And to do that, what you'll have to do is you'll have to declare a scanner variable, and I'm just going to call it input equals new scanner system.in. And right now we're going to have some red squigglies, and it's nice to have an IDE because you can hit this button and you can see you have to add the import for the java.uti, which it adds it up here in the top of your program. So Java creates a whole bunch of libraries for you, and the code behind the libraries Java already did for you. You can just use the libraries, and this just imports that code into your project. Then next, we are going to do a system.out.println, and we'll just say enter your name. Now what this is going to do is this is going to print, and actually we'll just do print. So what this is going to do now, this is going to print to the command line, and it's going to print enter your name. Next, we are going to do string, and this is declaring a variable name equals this variable input dot, then it's next, that might be, it's lowercase next, it's next line, and it's right here, you can see. And then we can do system.out.println, the name is plus name. Now, so we used a print line statement here that said enter name. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do a system.out.println with no string in it, which you can do. So what this is going to do is this is going to, actually, let me put it down here. So what this is going to do is this is going to create a scanner input variable. It's going to print the command prompt, and it's going to say enter your name. And then the user, on the same line that this is printed on, is going to enter their name. The program is going to get the name and save it to the variable. It's then going to print a line break with nothing on it and then display the name. So let's just run it here. It's going to say enter your name. We're just going to enter Bob. Enter, the name is Bob. Now let's just do one more here. Let's just do system.out.println, and this is just going to be a line break, and we're going to do system.out.print. We're going to say enter your age. And then for this one, we're going to do int, which int is just a whole number, but I'll get into that all in my next video. Int age equals, then the same thing as before, input, because we're calling this variable, dot next. Now, we can't use next line because next line is only for strings. But what we can use is next. We can go dot next int. And you can see, if you use a double variable, you would do next double. If you do a Boolean, you would use next Boolean, or so and so. And I'll get into that more in later videos. But we're going to do next int, and then we're going to do system.out.println. Then we are going to do system.out.println. I wish I could type, huh? Then we can go the variable name, because now that's going to give you the user's name that they entered in, plus quotation marks, age is space plus age. So what this is going to do is you declare an input to get command line prompt input. Then you're going to say print enter their name. They're going to enter their name, and it's going to be set as a name variable. Then it's going to print the name to the screen. Then you're going to just print a line break, so it goes to the next line in your command line. And then it's going to print enter your age. It's going to retrieve the age and set it into an int. It's going to print a line break and then print the name that they put in, followed by, it's going to put the variable, this is a variable name up here. It's going to put their name to the screen plus this string plus age, which is the variable they entered here. So let's just run this. Enter your name, Bob. The name is Bob, enter the age, 100. Bob age is 100. So there's no space here. So what we could do is put a space here. Let's run that and see how that looks. So Bob, the name is Bob, the age is 100, Bob's age is 100. So guys, that pretty much concludes this video. Just mess around. Just create a project in Java, print in the command line, just do some random prints and print lines, and then do some random user input. The next video, we're going to go over variables, which will explain these in way more depth, and how to declare variables and all the different primitive types. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the subscribe button and give me a like.